How's it going, guys? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting and welcome back to ReWrite. So last time, well, it was an interesting one. We were able to do an actual investigation, which was really fun. That's something I've noticed, is that while everyone who's a part of the Cult Research Society kind of just got dragged in, mostly by Kotarou, but like otherwise by each other, and there's odd stuff kind of going on in between them all, at the same time, they're now kind of active in it. It's really interesting. Like, we actually got them all to come on an investigation with us. And even Akane, who didn't like come on the actual like investigation, showed up with all this information and background and was able to kind of piece together like a lot of like good intel, essentially. So despite the fact that it all kind of started as a meme, well, not a meme per se, but it's essentially a gigantic joke, it's now actually becoming an actual organization, which is really cool to see. And then Kotarou, even though he wasn't able to like find like any kind of proof of anything, he was able to use Akane's research to be able to flip the script on his first essay, which was left to be a little too mysterious, and helped it become more publishable. He actually got it published. So like it's exciting to see progress, character story movements. It's all good. I'm interested to see what's going to happen next. My tongue is all tied up and everything. Anyway, hope you all enjoy. Hope you're excited to see what's going to happen next as I am, and you know, just jam out to the music, because we're going to pretend that the finger licking thing did not quite. It was interesting. I'm kind of glad it's over because apparently that was my reward for planting all the optional like plants like growing sites. Like, I found all of them, apparently, and that was my reward. Don't really know if it was worth it. I mean, Kotarou is a great character, but that just felt uncomfortable. So, anyway, gets back to Kotarou and his celebration. Woohoo, I'm rich! I walk through the town, my heart aflutter, and my hand heavy with my first ever paycheck. Write articles, send them off, get the green. Awesome. Easy to understand, simple, beautiful. And I even got more than I expected. Though, thinking back, I spent my entire weekend, risked my health, and wrote up an article with pictures that was quite a workload. Well, I did have fun along the way. It might not be for everybody, but I kind of like this job. Money is freedom. My father once told me that the real man always carries at least his age times 1,000 yen in his wallet. Alright, so we like relative that to about $10 USD. Age times 10 in his wallet? I don't know. Because you think about it, if you're 18, if you're carrying the equivalent of $180 just wherever, it's a lot of cash just to have on hand. I mean, it's a decent idea, but However, with my allowance, I can't even get close to that level of saving for 3 months. Oh, geez, I'm sorry. Thanks to nothing, father. Your stinginess had put my manhood into question. But right now, I'm feeling pretty manly. Plus, I can still remain a real man after treating myself to a feast of grilled meat. I love this. I want to turn into a man that's constantly surrounded by the smell of green. Swoosh. Okay, so we're happy, we got money. If someone literally if somebody steals this paycheck, it's going to hurt so bad. My salary envelope suddenly disappeared from my... Of course! What? Akane's secretary is holding my money. Oh, because we wrote the article using her information, so she's going to now lay claim to it.
Deva.
She walks off into the darkness. So, look, what? Are you kidding me? I chase after her. It's my money! I dial Akane as I dash after her. Your secretary just robbed me. Hey, isn't it a paycheck? She can't just take a check and actually like cash it. Well, I wrote the article. She begins explaining her position with her usual ironclad logic. All your base are belong to us. That last part sounded like something a school bully would say. Okay, screw all this. I know. If that's how you're gonna be, I'll go all out and chase your flunky down.
その子は元陸上経験者よ。追いつけるといいわね。
We could cheat.
そうね。追いつけたら金は返してあげてよ。
That's what I like to hear. I hang up and increase my speed. Faster, faster. Gotta be careful not to crash into the people on the street. The distance between me and the secretary is now shrinking at a steady pace. Wait! Why did you call out? You should have tried to ambush her. The secretary hops into a taxi. No! And it drives off. Ah, gosh darn it! Fast, but I can't possibly keep up with a car. We were talking about a straight path anyway. Shortcut. I jump into a nearby alleyway. It's a slum. If I cut through this, I'll get ahead of the car.
Oh, brother!
Ah! I just ran over somebody, but I can't stop at this point. Ah! It's your fetch, man. I just ran over someone again. Seems like everyone that loses the V will automatically be devoted to bunks. Very systematic and convenient.
Who are you? Who are you?
Why was he saying English? Maybe they thought he couldn't understand Japanese.
Hey, 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 hey!
I make it through the alleyway running over and devoting a bunch of unlucky punks. That was quite a distance, but I managed to cover it without standing out too much. How? That's not that was standing out the definition. I catch up to the taxi right as it stops. The secretary's getting out at the very moment. Give my money back! I catch her by the shoulder. The secretary smiles for a split second. Trump card. The world flashes through my mind. Dang it! What? I can't fight the government! It's not some kind of gun I can drop! The secretary runs away while I'm dealing with the policeman. Dang you! That was dirty. That was filthy. Today was the worst day of my life. Wow, that took a turn. Akane might have done something, though, since they released me in less than 30 minutes, and they didn't even record my personal details. The secretary was long gone by then, of course. Prez. I call her to complain.
Tennouji, 後になさい。
Is something up?
取り込み中なの。金は後で返してあげるわ。規定の会費を抜いた後で。
Wait, what fee? It's the first time I'm hearing about this.
今、電話待ちをしているの。細かい話は後にして。
Line cuts off. She sounds quite agitated. Wonder what happened. It's already the middle of the night, too. Probably not wise to head to the club room after this hour. I don't like the idea of leaving money with her, but I decided to head home for today. Okay, here's the thing. She's conniving. She's probably evil. But she's lawful evil. You know, essentially, she sticks to her word. So if she says she'll do something, she'll do it. Will it be in the form you expect? No. But she'll stick to her word. Like, I can see her literally giving us a 10 yen coin. And saying, like, here you go. Police car with sirens blazing flashes right by as I linger on the sidewalk. Come to think of it, the police station looked pretty deserted when they apprehended me. I have a feeling that something big is happening in town. My personal problems are probably meaningless compared to that. Might as well go home. So we're just gonna gloss over the fact that something big's probably happening? Like, it kind of is implying that, like, we'd hear about that or something? Two housewives are chatting on the side of the road. Oh, I thought I said roof for a second there. I was like, wait, why are they on a roof?
でもあれ、事件なんじゃないの？あんなに警察がたくさん来て。だって、ニュースでも取り上げられていなかったじゃない。
でもおかしいわよ。
報道規制ってやつじゃないの？
何のために？
Investigation?
犯人がまだ捕まってないからじゃないの？
それより、誰が通報したのかしら。
確か、田島さんの奥さんが。
Wait.
ああ、お隣だものね。 でも、どうして気づいたのかしら。
毎朝奥さんが庭掃除してたのが数日も途絶えたって話らしいわ。
よくそれで通報までしようと思うわね。ちょっと手羽亀根性みたいで嫌だわ。
今回は結果オーライだけどね。
いやね。そういうのを早く見つけてくれるサービスがあればいいのに。
Wait, are you saying there should be a service for reporting to the police? Why would having another middle person between the public and police make that situation better?
あら、福祉にちゃんとあるのよ。けど、独居老人ってプライドが。
Okay, so I don't obviously have all the facts here. Let's keep listening.
申し込まないから。
知らないでしょ、難しいもの。
やっぱり、ホームに入れないとダメなのね。
じゃあ、田崎さんの当番って今後はどうなるのかしら。飛ばすしかないんじゃない？それか、誰かご家族の方に受け持ってもらうか。
やだ、奥さん。家族ってもう。
ああ、そうだったわね。いけない。
どういうこと？
夫婦ごと、亡くなったから、
ミイラみたいな死体だったって。匂いもなかったって。
What is this? I have no idea what these women are going on about. I'm glad I'm not the only one. But when I pass the Tasaki house, my mental image becomes clearer. The house has an air of emptiness to it. You've received lead, mysterious death. That is weird. Listen. I return her apprehensive look and repeat what I said. There was a mysterious death in town, maybe a murder.
いつどこで
Yesterday, probably in my area. Our club needs more leads. And this mysterious death happened at the perfect time. I gathered everyone over lunch break and explained the situation.
聞いたことないけれど。
I don't know much either. Really, you really don't know anything.
聞いてないわ。本当にそんな事件は起こったの
I mean, my neighbors sure seemed convinced. Yes, there were bodies. The name's Tasaki, husband and wife. That's an interesting reaction. I heard about it in school too. One of my acquaintances was asking me about it.
なあ、お前んちのそばで誰か死んだってマジ？
But neither of us had any valuable information. That said, it's clear that something really did happen. The police station seemed unusually busy last night too. You used your connections to get me out, didn't you?
そこまではしていないわ。秘書の子に後で誤解だったと連絡はさせたから、そのせいでしょ。
I mean, that's the thing.
はい、これ。
My salary envelope has been returned to me. It's all here. I thought you were subtracting some membership fee or something.
あれは冗談よ。一人から会費なんて取っても、スズメの涙だわ。
I think it was more like your usual bullying than a joke.
ああ、楽しかった。
Unwavering cruelty?
ねえねえ、殺人事件って何
Yeah, I wish I knew. It happened last night, apparently. You know Miss Tasaki?
いつも庭掃除してる人
Yeah, so you do. I think it was her.
亡くなったの
They passed away due to mysterious circumstances, both husband and wife.
開始何を始めたんです
Chihaya, we've just been talking about passing away and murder. Where were you this whole conversation? I bet I'd never have anything to worry about if I had your mind, Chihaya.
平和が一番です
Ignorance is bliss. I'm being sarcastic.
まさかそのことを調査するとか言い出すんじゃないだろうな。何の関係もない学生が遺族に向かって何があったのかなんて根掘り葉掘り聞くような真似をするんだったら、私はこの件に関しては一切手伝わない。
Oh, I thought you were gonna punch me. Okay. I see. Death is certainly a delicate issue. I can think of countless times I've been pissed at some tasteless reporter on TV.
私も良くないと思う。不謹慎かも。
That's true. Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm not planning on opening wounds just for a scoop either. This isn't a lead we can take half-heartedly like another one of our jokes. Thought it'd be weird for an occult research society to pass on something like this, but you guys convinced me.
それがいいよ。
You've discarded lead, mysterious death. We're a healthy, unblemished club after all. That said, I wonder how the bodies turned into mummies. I didn't know that could happen inside your own home.
あるわよ。
It can, but here's the thing, to turn into literal mummy. Like if they're describing mummies as somebody going through like a I guess an extreme post-mortem dehydration, where a majority of the liquid is removed before the fleshy bits can like properly like rot away, so you still have like a lot of like flesh intact. That's kind of the difference. Like normally everything kind of evaporates, being decomposed, and then leaves just bones, and then eventually those break down. But if they mummified, it means that like the tissue was able to kind of get into a preserved state before it could all be eaten away. Can it happen? Yes, especially in a home, sure. Especially if it's got extreme climate control. But the problem is that most people don't have like the type of climate control that you would need to be able to achieve such a state in a location like this. Like wherever they are, Kazamatsuri is obviously in a very temperate environment. Got a lot of plant life, got a lot of growth, and that usually coincides with a lot of humidity. It's something I actually think, because Japan's an island nation, I imagine it's consistently like humid there. Maybe not in the mountains, but even that, like they'd have to be the tall mountains for it to really apply, just because you're just so close to so much like moisture. I just don't see how it could not be humid there, which is part of why like people always talk about, either in shows or just people who visit, how the summers can be brutally hot and the winters can be frigidly cold, even though Japan doesn't get nearly as much snow as like where I grew up, but it seems like it feels colder there, and I'm guessing it's humidity levels. So to expect somebody to become mummified in a place that has exceptional like consistent humidity is a real stretch, because that would mean that their home would have to have a sealed climate that was particularly dry.
腐敗は微生物などによって肉体が分解されることで起こるのだから、微生物がいない場所や活動できない状況であれば、死後も遺体は状態を保持するでしょうね。
I guess so, but did this couple really climb into a clean room to die? I guess that makes sense. In that case, there's only one place that meets those conditions.
どこさ？
Outer space.
宇宙連続殺人事件。
Thank you, Kotarou. You've just made my day.
そのブックはオフだな。
全然売れなさそうですね。うん。アホの極致ね。
Hey! And what about a freezer?
冷凍庫密室殺人事件。
なんか、いきなり普通にありそうな死体保存方法になったものだな。
別にそこまで限定せずとも、条件を満たす場所はたくさんある。
Like a sauna? No, saunas tend to be humid again. Freezer's the most likely I can think of, but even then, like, you'd have to have a big freezer.
水中や土中、氷中もそうだし、砂の中なんかも水分を急激に吸い上げる腐敗を阻む環境ね。
I disagreed completely with the in water. In ice, yeah. Underground, like, again, the ground tends to have microorganisms. There's a reason why you bury bodies, is because it's a good way to, like, keep the not fun parts of decomposition away, but allow it to occur. And water, have you ever, like, seen a puddle that sits stagnant? It's full of gross stuff. Of course it's got contaminants. Like, I can't think of any place I would rather not have a body than a bunch of, like, a big pool of water. It would have to be, like, industrially cleaned water, like, like something that's, like, got so much chemicals in it that nothing else can live in there. And then you're just gonna have a different kind of mess. You're saying that everybody we bury underground turns into mummies?
そういうわけでもないけれど、条件次第ね。水中の死体って腐らないんですか？低温湿潤の環境では変化した脂肪が科学的に安定してしまい、老人形のようになって半永久化することがあるの。素人と言ってね。
I've never heard of that. Doesn't mean it's not real, but I'm genuinely looking that up after this because I've never heard of that. That low temperature humid conditions can somehow preserve bodies. That low temperature humid conditions might be slower, but it just doesn't seem right.
美しい死体になってよ。
That wasn't creepy at all. Creepy!
ただ、自宅内で亡くなったのなら、どちらも考えにくいわね。あるとすれば、ミイラ化だけど、よほど室内が乾燥し、通気性が良くなければ。
Yeah, but if that's the case, that also could explain their death. I mean, it sounds like death by asphyxiation, which could work.
乾燥機がつけっぱだったのかも。
You'd have to have an industrial size, like industrial, like for a large corporate, like superstructure dehumidifier for a house to dehumidify it that much. How long does it take for one's body to turn into a mummy under those conditions?
最低でも数ヶ月。
That doesn't fit then.
じゃあデマだ。その奥さん、最近まで普通に生きてたから。映画で吸血鬼に血を吸われて短期間でミイラになったっていうのなら見たことありますね。
Yeah, but here's the thing, Chihaya. Even if we were to account that vampires are real, draining blood doesn't mummify a person. I mean, it looks great for a movie, sure, but like if something's after only your blood, I mean, embalming does involve draining the blood to help preserve a body, but that's because they also fill your body with like, what's the embalming fluid called? I can't remember. But it's like something it's a preservative essentially.
体内の水分が何らかの理由で急速に失われた状態であれば、ミイラ化までの時間は短縮されるでしょうね。
I'm really starting to get curious.
ダメだよ。探り入れたら。
No, I won't.
小太郎、このネタあげる。
You've received clue, wonder number 7, Red Man. Where'd you find this?
道で拾った。
Like some piece of garbage? How is that even possible?
元気を出してほしい。
Aw, Suzudu, you're the best. Thanks. You're a good kid, Suzudu. Alright, so mysterious death. You received clue? The modern utopia, a rainbow paradise under the waterfall of Sugino River. You received clue, alternate world in the vicinity of the Sugino River. Okay, so Sugino River sounds like a good thing. These are hot leads I received earlier. They were from a blog contribution. Guess it really can prove useful once in a blue moon. Glance over at the members of the club room. What do you think?
同じ川。
That's right! Can you spot any other similarities? How about you, Suzudu? Suzudu pauses to think, and then gasps. Did you notice something?
名前が似ている。
It's the same freaking river! We've already established that. What's going on with your brain?
残念ながら見たことないからよくわからない。
That is one of the best answers to that question I've ever heard. Is your brain okay? I don't know. I've never seen it. I don't think you'd survive that. Okay, whatever. Class rep, can you tell us the correct answer?
川以外の共通点は一つしかない。川だ。
It's not that they're both rivers. It's the same river. You could surely come up with something better, right? Look at me. These little twerps drive me insane. I'm gonna forbid cosmetics in the club. You hear?
地味にきつい。
リップクリームはコスメには入らないよな。
It does. It's the worst of them all.
嫌がらせか。もし唇が乾いたらどうするつもりだ。
Anyway, I'd like to return to the point at hand. Huh. Just say it, Chihaya.
私も川ネタ言わないといけないんです。
I've heard enough jokes for one day, alright?
と。
I highly doubt she even knows how to tell a joke anyway. Fine, I'll just say it myself. These two leads are extremely similar, don't you think? The area around the river sounds similar.
異世界と楽園か。どんな異世界？
Honestly, you know what it kind of sounds like to me? It sounds like a potential date location or like confession location, right? Like a waterfall next to a river, amazing place, alternate world, beautiful. Like these all sound like romantic platitudes. To sum it up, there's a weird area in the vicinity of this river. Has its own ecosystem apparently.
それで異世界なんですか？
バクとした話だ。だいたいここに来る当初はいい加減なネタが多すぎるんだ。
It's whether the anonymous society of the internet thrives on. All that matters is whether the experience makes a good article or not. Running out of leads is what we should be afraid of.
あ、本音出た。 場所はどのあたりなの？
Akane finally raises her face from her computer. I don't know, both of them are just vague rumors. But that's what makes the investigation fun. As such, I'd like to nominate those two for our weekend quest.
またピクニックか。いいけど。
ほとんどピクニック研究会だな、ここは。
Hey, all that matters is that it's fun.
またしんどそうですね。
As such, I'd like to make a list of participants right away. Please raise your hand if you'd like to be part of this.
パス。パスかな？
Ah!
パスで。
意表ついてパスだ。
Just rubbing your face. Thank you. Taken aback by the sudden development. Great. Everyone's in. How? I'll make every single one of you participate.
民衆の自主性を尊重しすぎるのは下策ね。
It would kill you all to be a little bit more cooperative in the future. As such, I exercise my right as vice commander of the club to make a participation obligatory.
明日か。用事あったのにな。森歩きなんてごめんだわ。
無駄足確定だからな。
昨夜連れてこうかな。代理に犬とかじゃダメ？
You know what? Chibi Moth would be a welcome addition to the group. I have to say, Chihaya, you can just not come. If you're going to bring Sakuya with you, you can skip. I give you permission, please. Just don't. The girls seem to be dissatisfied with my decree. Suzuru doesn't seem to know what to do with the now sad-looking mountain climber backpack in her hands. Thank you, Suzuru. You're one kind soul in this club.
みんなの気持ちもわからなくもない。
Well, I imagine constant field work is tough on girls.
できれば私もあんまり行きたくない。
Is that really what she's thinking? That hurts. It's obligatory. Expect to see you all tomorrow after school. I'm serious. If they actually show up, I'll be flabbergasted. We're zipping through this week, by the way. We started on the 1st. We're at the 6th. After school, I gave everyone some time to take care of lunch before having them assemble at the park. They actually show. The girls started their usual chatter while I'm busy confirming our route on the map.
おやつ、何持ってきた？塩せんべいです。
甘納豆。
最中。
That's awesome.
最中。
I want to point out that she misread the name, but I was confirming that our route is more important at the moment.
察するところ、財前かな。
食べられるんです、それ。厳しいが、なんとかなる。
We'll get it down somehow. You really can?
なら、長森まいちゅうかな。チューイングキャンディーの。
食べられるんです、それ。厳しいが、なんとかなる。
Why would it be difficult?
海中かな。
食べられるんです、それ。厳しいが、なんとかなる。
What are you talking about? Shouldn't imagine that.
ウォンチューかな。
食べられるんです、それ。ウォンチュー。
I want you.
パイチュウ監視かな。粒子の一種だ。
Pion isn't a subatomic particle, isn't? No, I'm thinking of prion.
食べられるんです、それ。厳しいが、なんとかなる。
I look forward to the scientific discoveries. While the silliness continues, Kotarou pulls out a large pack from her bag.
これだよ。
Lucia reads what's written on it.
モナカ。あ、なるほど。後でおやつ交換しよう。分けっこしよう。
Before we begin chatting again. They sure are having fun over there. It's finally finished checking over the maps. What's up with this complete lack of unity, though? It's not like we didn't get along or anything like that, but it feels like I'm the only one seriously trying to do something here. I wonder if it's because I'm the only male in the group. No, it's because they... Remember I talked about how, he kind of roped them all in? This isn't a passion for them. They just kind of show up because they don't have anything better to do. In fact, they might have better things to do, but obviously not important things, so because they still showed up. Would it help if I recruited another representative of my gender? That said, I can only think of one likely prospect, and that person hates me. Huh. I catch a glimpse of Akane as I try to suppress my feelings of alienation. She seems to be staying distant from the group, too. Even though she's our boss. Or maybe that's precisely why. She's always gone to all authoritarian on me, but come to think of it, she comes off as kind of repressed with the other girls. I secretly savor the feeling of superiority at this unexpected weakness of hers. Suddenly, she glances around.
心で私を見下している者がいる。
How do you know that? And why are you wearing like a formal dress? Everyone else's outfits kind of make sense for a hike, but you're wearing like a formal outfit. Have I been spotted?
半径10メートル以内に。
Is this how accurate is that radar of hers? Prez, can I have a moment? It's too dangerous to leave her on her own. It wouldn't be good for morale if we had the outcasts in the club anyway. I like your opinion on the route I came up with.
いいわ。
She quickly scans her eyes over the map at all my notes.
そういえば、地図は読めるのね。
I studied on the internet. That's actually impressive. I had to learn through Hard Knocks, but that's one of the few benefits to having grown up not without GPS, but poor enough to not have access to GPS until like I got my first smartphone, which was much longer than most people. Like, just never had the funds for it, and unlike some people, I never got like free handouts from anybody, from like my family or anything. Like, I never had a family sponsored like smartphone. I only got the flip phone when I was in high school. And yeah, even in college, like I had to like I worked my way up and saved money and bought myself my first smartphone, which is kind of crazy now I think about it, just because I was like one of the only people without one for a while. Anyway, because of that, I did learn how to read maps. I'm not so great with topographical, like what you would probably be using for a hiking trip, just because I haven't used topographicals much. Usually I just look up a hike trail and follow a trail. Like, I've never tried to go kind of like hoofing it before. But when it comes to like navigating like city maps and such, like there is an art to it. Like, it's not as easy as you would think, especially because if you're driving and you don't have like somebody with you to help like read off like directions, you kind of have to learn how to segment your trip into biteable chunks that you can memorize. And I mean, back in the old days, I remember my parents using MapQuest. That was a thing, which essentially was internet GPS, but it would print out like written down directions for you. I remember that. What a weird thing to be thinking about. I have not thought about MapQuest in like ages. It didn't take long for me to get the hang of it though. I might have some kind of talent for this. I feel like a total Boy Scout at this point.
信頼しているわ。
An SOS smoke signal kit slides out of Akane's pocket. Cool.
あら、いけない。私の生命線が。
Doesn't look like you trust me at all. Taking precautionary measures in a situation like this is commendable, though. Anyway, I possess all the survival skills we need to get out and back without a phone, so you can relax and focus on leading the group, boss. Okay, so again, she's wearing like a formal dress. Why is she doing that today?
そうね。とても面倒だけれど、川歩きだとでも思うことにするわ。
I appreciate it. Hey, it's about time we move out. I address the rest of the group, which has already made itself comfortable sitting on the grass. Now, let's do this. Oh, sweet. Another one of these. Okay. We got stuff. And it looks like this is the next indicator. Let's do all these side ones first. Shrubs. Oh, there's some beautiful flowers here.
山ツツジだね。この辺は日当たりもいいから。
Rhododendrons.
ツツジは花の根元を吸うと甘い。
Sure aren't all the survival stuff, Suzudu. That's one tall tree. I wonder how old it is. Okay, let's use this. Let's use the Chihaya chainsaw to confirm its age real quick.
いや、ないですけど、そんなの。
I'm pretty sure you could if you put your heart into it. What? Who could have left porn mags in a place like this? The Enigma perpetrator is certainly one of the biggest mysteries in Kazamatsuri. I give this one a 3 out of 10. Not good at all.
何を拾ったんだ？
It's just a piece of trash.
そうか。なら持ち帰った方がいいな。ビニール袋があるから、それに入れよう。
That's pretty cool that she's prepared to like pick up garbage while they're going on a hike. Like, I wish more people did that. Huh? You want to bring it with you?
ゴミなんだから当然だろ。
Well, here, you can have it if you insist. Wait, I just found it lying here. Don't give a low quality magazine like this out of a collection away. This isn't fair. This isn't fair. It's a withered tree. Guess there's stuff like this in nature too. Wait, what? Withered trees? Yeah. This tree has fruit growing on it, but it's too high for me to reach. Chiaya, this tree has fruit on it.
あ、本当ですね。
It has fruit on it.
いや、見たらわかりますって。
Aren't you hungry? There's food. I'm saying it has fruit on it.
だから何なんですか？
Jeez, a self-respecting gluttonous character would have toppled the tree over and started eating the fruit already.
そんなことしませんし。
Hey, get off that tree. You're gonna break your neck.
もう、そもそもこれ。
ほら、取ってやったぞ。
Hold on a sec. How'd you do that?
長い枝があったから、それを使ったんだ。
That's smart.
シャクシャク。
Wait, don't just eat it. We have to look at it first.
死ぬわよ、そのうち。
No, she's not. There's enough mushrooms growing here. I'll be careful of those, but that is cool. Wonder if I could get away with a little take. No, don't do that.
手は出さない方がいいと思うよ。
Jaya, there's mushrooms growing here.
なんで私にまず話振るんです。
You're our guinea pig.
でも、取れたては美味しそうですね。死ぬわよ。
Yeah, you are gonna die. Beep.
あ、昨夜からです。
ん？
そのキノコは食べられないそうです。
That's terrifying. Where is he? Hold on a second. How do you know that? Is he monitoring us? God, this path is just big. Oh my gosh, there's so much. We're gonna go back. I just don't want to miss anything, so I'm gonna do all the optional stuff right now. Grass is growing over a fallen tree. The scene kind of feels like a representation of life itself. There's a venomous snake here. Let's run like hell.
落ち着きな。
It's true. Like, snakes do not chase you, and they are not going to attack you unless you make them feel like you're going to threaten them. Like, even venomous snakes will only strike if they think that you might harm them. So they get all scary. They puff themselves up. They rattle their tails. Like, even if they don't have a rattle, they'll still like waggle their tails. And like they might even rear up if they have like the capability to strike. They can rear up to kind of let you know, like, hey, I could do it. But the thing is, like, unlike a lot, like a wasp and a bee, they have stings that they use as a deterrent, like via pain. Snakes are venomous, but the venom is meant to be a hunting tool. They're not meant to be used on something that can like attack them. But it's something they have access to that can prevent them from dying. So they'll use it if they feel necessary. But you don't need to run, and oftentimes they won't bother you even if you get close. Just pay attention to the body language and, you know, give them space. Huh? Oh, I thought there was a snake. There's some old rope lying on the ground. But if it is a snake, like, it's not that big of a deal. The trouble with snakes can be they can be hidden and you can step on them. You step on a snake, it thinks you're trying to kill it, then it might bite you. That said, the presence of a rope in a place like this is a mystery in itself, not horror. There's a pink artificial looking, poop? Lying on the ground shaped like a straight from a manga. Chihaya, that thing looks like poop.
これ、おもちゃかなんかじゃないです？
It does look sort of artificial. Chizuru, there's poop lying on the ground. Use a stick to play with it for a bit. She's looking for a stick with the leave it to be expression. She's gonna do it!
つんつくつん、うほほーい。
何をしているんだ、しずる。
ほい。
Those two really get along. I can't believe they got the energy to play tag in the middle of the forest. They're still playing.
よく見たら作り物じゃないか。
It'd be the discovery of a century if we found a natural poop that looked like that.
うほほーい。
もう、捨てろそんなもの。
Toss. It landed on Akane's head. Oh no! This must be a sign of good luck! Oh no, she's ready to snap. We need to pick up the pace, everyone. Run! Akane still has that poop on her head. I wonder if she's taking a liking to it. Suits you, class rep. God! She threw it at me!
変な虫を見つけた。
Miss Suzu, you're not afraid of anything, are you?
Huh?
It's nothing. Let me see. It's a rhinoceros beetle with 2 horns. That's quite a discovery. That is actually, dang! There's radiation out here.
そうなのか。
よく見ろ。枝が固まってくっついているだけだぞ。
Aww.
樹液が変に垂れて張り付いてしまったんだな。
Ugh. Looks like a new species at a glance, though. I'll take a pic anyway. What do I do with this picture? Sure, let's send it.
伝統のガセ写真だね。どこで捕まえたか知らないけど、まあ面白いには面白いんじゃない？でも大ニュースとはいかないね。
Well, I knew that. I receive an average evaluation. Alright. Now we've done all the basics. Doesn't take us long to reach the river. Really feels like we're on a picnic.
綺麗な川。
The peaceful flowing water sparkles in the sunlight. Kotsuri scoops up some in her right hand and brings it to her mouth.
おやめなさい。
休んだ。
Yeah, don't do that. Others jump to stop her.
どうしたの？川の水は直に飲まない方がいいわ。
Like, here's the thing. River water is better than lake or pond water. I think we talked about this. I actually think we talked about this in a different, like, series recently. But it's like, flowing water is better than stagnant water when it comes to, like, drinkability. But you still have to contend with anything that's been pooping, died, or just, you know, been pouring into the river. Like, it's just, like, back in the day, you still had to deal with risks drinking straight out of the river, but it was, like, relatively safe because you kind of were just dealing with, like, contaminants that were just natural, which meant that you could get, like, a decent, biological defense against it. It wouldn't be great, but, like, you had something. But nowadays, like, you just can't trust the water, and because most of us live in a world where we've been able to have filtered clean water, which is always better than not having filtered clean water, it does mean we're more susceptible to the contaminants that would be in water. So yeah, don't consider flowing water potable. It is a great choice in an emergency, but if you have an option, boil it first.
お腹を壊すぞ。
これでもお腹は丈夫なんだよ。
I believe it, but still.
水は自前のものを飲みなさい。はーい。
I see. You can't trust water to be clean in nature.
この川は上流でいくつかの人里を経由してきているから、
Yeah.
口にしないに越したことはないでしょうね。
If it were only a natural spring that didn't pass by any potential contamination spots besides natural, it would actually not be as bad or as risky. It'd still be risky. Dysentery, I mean, something poops in the water, you're gonna get sick probably. But if it passes through inhabited areas, it's like 90% likely that somebody's been dumping waste of some kind into that water.
生活排水が混ざってるかもしれないですしね。ああ、そうか。バッチリかも。
Kotoday, you were just born to live the life of a druid, away from all people in the forest.
ダメだぞ。そこらにあるものを口に入れたら。
うかつに飲んで川インフルエンザにでもなったら大変だね。
River influenza? Wait, you talking about like West Nile virus?
パンデミック。
Please don't threaten the pandemic.
新病を作らないで。口にする前でよかったじゃないですか。うん。あの止めっぷりは一流のチームワークを感じさせたよ。おかけん OS！OS！
There's like OS.
ごくごくごく。
Wait, Suzudu?
待て。それ、後ろ。
ごくごくごく。
Stop! Why the heck are you drinking that, Suzudu?
Good days.
I'm not asking you to pose for a commercial.
平気なのかな？汚いかもしんないのに。
What is the matter? Suzudu just with a puzzled look. You can't do that. You gotta boil your water and filter your water like that before drinking it.
舌がちょっとピリピ
Oh
リ。
gosh, no. Oh crap, it's too late now. Don't come complaining to me with a stomachache later. Forget it. Good grief. That girl. She's gonna get us killed.
これはどういうコースで進んでるの？
It's simple. We're following the river downstream. I show her on the map. The route is annotated with markers made to make it easier to understand.
ちゃんと計画してんだ。
I'm not completely useless. You don't know half of it. If some kind of accident happened, I wouldn't be the only one affected this time.
今どのあたり？
Around here. I point to my finger around a 1/3 mark on the map.
これ、最後まで進んだらどうするんです？
Chihaya peeks at the map over my shoulder. Hey, don't lean against me. It's making me weary.
疲労が疲れてるんですか？
Wary, not weary. If we don't find anything by the end, we'll turn back.
潔い。
We don't need to we don't need to clear it all in one day.
ピクニックみたいでいいですね。気持ちいいです。
Right? That's what I get for living such a green town.
ほんと、綺麗すぎるくらいですし。
Kazamatsuri is beautiful. Yeah, honestly, like, I'm sure that I won't feel this way by the end because, like, I keep feeling like there's something crazy going on in this town, but it does sound like a great place to live. A beautiful green town. Still, a thought crossed my mind. Might just be a bit too beautiful compared to actual nature. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Is like, there's something weird going on there, but it does sound nice still. I'm hungry.
なら背中はスリリングだろ。
No, I just said that randomly. I wasn't looking for someone to chime in.
なら頭はイカリングだね。
Ah, stop it already.
この流れなら私にも乗れる。お尻はスリランカですね。
You're not my friend anymore.
一生懸命考えたんだからもっと肯定的な反応してください。
You've got to stick to the theme. Something like you want my stomach on a platter, or...
それだと意味わかんないです。
I'm guessing it's a wordplay more than anything. I don't think you were supposed to get any of those.
チョコリング。
Jeez, we've had enough of those already. Can't you guys react like normal people? Like, I'm hungry too, broski. Broski? Oh, broski. Hungry too, broski.
どこが普通なんだ。
I don't know.
行動食は持参してきてないのか。
I did, but...
行動食は必須だぞ。天然の地形を移動するのは体力の消耗が激しい。定期的に物を口にしないとすぐに意識が朦朧としてくる。
I mean, she's right.
高い負荷のかかる環境では地上とはルールが異なると理解しておくべきだな。
You know, a really good trail snack are unrefrigeratable cheeses. Just because they've got a high protein and fat content, which is really good for burning energy. It tends to be the good kind of fat too, not saturated fats. And not all cheeses have to be kept cold. You can even if you bring a cheese that can be kept that needs to normally be kept cold, you can get away with it if it's only like a little bit of time, especially if you got like a little cooler or something. But there are cheeses that are fine at room temperature. Typically, the more European brands, then they tend to be the smelly kind. But like with a bit of cheese and a little cracker or something can make a great difference on the trail. Then of course there's always like trail mixes and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm aware of that. This is what I brought though. A tube of chocolate and a tube of... What?
へえ。
The best stuff to keep you in constant high energy state doesn't fill your stomach.
天王寺はなかなか本格的なチョイスをするな。
That's like... It's pure sugar though. That's not true energy. I mean, they give you a boost for like 10 minutes. You think so?
緊急用のエネルギー食になるものだぞ。それらは。
I mean, that's true. High calorie food is great for emergencies. Just because like, it has high calorie. Still though, high protein is the way to go for if you want like a snack that's gonna last and give you energy.
いざという時に湯に溶いたり、脱水時にも口にできる点で良いな。固形でない分、すぐにエネルギーに変わってくれそうだ。
Ah, so you've got to take that kind of stuff into consideration when you go in the mountains, huh?
ビスケットとかだと水がないと辛い時ありますよね。
Kind of? This whole survival thing's pretty cool.
なんだ、知らないで選んだのか？
My intuition told me they were the best choice. Maybe I possess innate survival instincts.
小太郎くんはやればできる子なんだよね。
Yep, all I have to do is try and I can actually do stuff. It's amazing. Yep, that's right. I may look like I'm messing around all the time, but I'm amazing when it really counts.
えらいえらい。
Aw, thank you.
最中1個あげるよ。
Oh, thanks. I promptly wolfed down snack.
男をダメにする女。
Maybe, but I'll take it. I'll be ruined for Kotori. Akane glanced at Kotori.
え、何ですか会長さん。いいえ、なんでもないわよ。
You starting to get a little lightheaded, easily annoyed when you start running out of sustenance in a long trek?
そうですね。一日歩いてると良くなっちゃいますね。
Wait, are you talking about like normal daily walking through town when you're eating normally, which is crazy for you? See that Chihaya radar is out of whack as usual.
いや、もともとレーダーとかないですし、ちまちまとでも食べてると違うよね。
Is that sweet Nato? Lucia stuffs her own snack into her mouth as we walk.
そうだ。登山家に最も愛された菓子だぞ。
Natto, isn't that like is sweet natto like I feel like natto's like beans. I don't think they're soy, are they? But like there's some kind of like legume. Give me some.
悪いが断る。
I thought you'd say that. Speaking of which, why are you so quiet over there, Shizuru? She's usually the first to react when it comes to food, but she's just silent as a mouse behind us, outside the faint crunching sounds coming from her direction. Wait, crunching sounds? All turn in unison.
パリパリパリ。
She's eating some sort of plant. What? What? No! She's holding a ton of green things, actually. Hold it there.
なんかそこらに生えてるの食べてます。
Oh my gosh, do we have to restrain this girl?
あー、ダメだよ。そんな葉っぱなんて食べたら、活斑病がうつるよ。
Yeah, or eating random leaves is really sketchy. Because A, stuff poops and lays eggs on that all the time. B, some plants often protect their leaves to try and make it so they can continually get food. So like, if it's a tree, it's probably not as likely, but still not great. But like if you're getting off bushes or like shrubs, like, I mean, there's a reason why there's stuff like poison ivy, stinging nettles. The reason why they do that is to protect themselves from animals just randomly eating them. Spit it out! Stop! I try to stop her by force, but she pays me no attention. Her chewing doesn't even slow down. She's just stuffing her mouth with one plant after another like a machine programmed to perform only one action. Good grief. She's a gorilla with 2 bananas in its hand?
パリパリパリパリ。
Stop it!
ああ、その植物は平気だ。
食用のものばかりね。食べても害はないは
Not really. They don't look edible to me. One of them was totally poisonous.
ず。美味しいの？グッデイス。
I didn't know you were a caterpillar.
とりあえず、
Suzuki puts candy in her mouth.
これで甘いものをたくさん食べたつもりになれる。
That's an interesting strategy. Could that work for dieting? Like, you just eat a bunch of healthy food that just it's awful. Like, you could eat like a ton of celery, right? Make yourself feel real full. And then eat like a piece of candy. I don't know if that works. That's too high level for me. Would you like to try too? Suzuki holds out a plant to us.
いらない。はあ
Look, disappointment crosses her face. Do we have any unlocked yet? Not yet, no. Uh-oh. Cliff, huh?
痛い。
Are you okay? A branch I pushed out of the way snapped back and hit Akane right in the face. Ooh. Doesn't look like it left any marks. Whew. I'm sorry. She continues to walk in silence. I wish she would at least say something. We haven't had a chance to rest for a while, and Akane's mood seems to worsen with every step. I mean, the fact that she's here is almost flabbergasting. Like, this is a girl who, like, refuses to go to school when she lives there. Like, she doesn't go to class because it's too much of a hassle. But she's going on, like, a multi-mile hike with us.
なんと煩わしい。
And she's been muttering disconcerting marks under her breath for a while now. The main cause seems to be the bugs. There weren't many when we first started, so most likely because we were still relatively close to the city. However, the further we get, the more forest reverts to its natural state. In one word, bugs. Bugs are an important part of the forest. As such, we found them in high spirits in large numbers. I'm sure they're feeling great. Ooh, be careful of ticks. Ugh. Enormous numbers. It's already November, but they're still crawling everywhere. I know that the warmth richness of the forest supports their numbers, but Akane isn't a big fan of them. Well, I mean, is anyone a big fan of, like, bugs? I mean, they can be kind of cool, but, like, when they're interfering with your day, like, they suck. No one likes them.
好きな人なんていませんよ。
Exactly. Akane and Chihaya have been suffering from their sudden appearance the most.
植物いじってると、虫はそのうち平気になる。
That's probably fair.
私はまあ、触らなければ平気だ。そうえぐい虫でなければ。
What about Suzudu? She's still nonchalantly lagging behind the tail, but she's eating one, isn't she?
もぐもぐ。
No! It's actually cake. Bugs are one of the best sources of food, actually. Like, they're almost like pure protein and health and nutrition with no downsides at all, except for the fact that they're horrifically crunchy and look creepy. Like, if I get the chance to try, like, a recipe of prepared cooked bugs, I'm probably gonna go for it just to see. I mean, good grief. On a dare, like we had like a fish stew that had like the fish head as part of like the broth. And on a dare, I ate the fish's eye, which was horrifying. Like, by the way, worst experience of my life. I actually horrifically regretted it, but I got cool points. I didn't look very cool, but I was able to impress. I was able to be the one who could actually pull it off and do it. But it was okay. I'm normally not too squeamish of an eater, but the thing is that like you got it out, right? It looked horrifying, and you put it in, and it was like it was an eyeball, right? But it was cooked, and sometimes stuff that's normally soft, when you cook it, gets a little hard. And so what really got me wasn't even like it didn't really have a taste. Like it didn't taste bad. But it was when I bit down on it because I just wanted to get it over with, right? I just wanted to get it down, but I didn't want to just swallow it whole. And so I bit down on it. And the first thing was it crunched. And it was an eye, and that made my brain explode because I was like, what on earth did I just put in my mouth? But when it like I was expecting it to be slimy. I wasn't expecting a crunch followed by an explosion of liquid. I knew like it would likely burst, right? But it was the crunch and then explosion that I almost just bombed right there, like all over the table. I managed to not do it, but it was the worst experience ever. I'm never gonna do that again. I don't recommend it, not even for a dare. Golly, that whole trip was full of stupid dares. I ate the eyeball, and I sat in we went to a hot springs, and there was like a cold pool next to like the really hot like pool. Cause like the thing is like this hot spring had like multiple tiers of like heat. Like there was like the communal like swimming area, which is essentially just like a heated swimming pool. Like they used warm water, but they diluted it and made sure it was like well balanced and just kind of comfortable. And then they had like the hot tubs, which was like a pool, but it was like pure spring water. So it has all like the non-chemical but like natural properties of that water. But it was also scaldingly hot. So to kind of like provide a contrast, they also had a pool that they kept like near freezing, not at freezing, but near freezing. And so that same trip, we dared each other to see how long we could sit inside the cold pool for before giving up. I won that one too, but it was I was pushing my luck there. It was not healthy. And she's eating something again. I've been hearing this weird screeching coming from her direction. It started to worry me. She caught a cicada and she's eating it.
さらば、殿様。
I can hear the faint flapping of wings behind me. However, I don't have the courage to turn around and look. It's like, just pretend. Just pretend. It's like a little Grogu over here.
不愉快な思いばかり。どうしてこんな目に。
I'm really sorry. It's not like she's focused her complaints on anyone in particular, but her mumbling's getting more and more concerning. And I have bad luck to be close enough proximity to hear it.
不愉快だわ。とても不愉快。どうしてこんなところに私はいるの？おかしいじゃない。
See, I feel bad. Like, I'm glad that everyone's here, but it's like she's so miserable. It's like, should we just go back and like maybe like come back again later with like not her? Like, I don't want to leave her out, but she's obviously suffering. Grumble, grumble, grumble.
天王寺小太郎、
I hear my name from behind.
これでは空気が悪い。なんとかお気を沈めてはいただけないのか。
That could prove a bit difficult. I don't think it's a good idea to approach her in this state unless you're exceptionally good terms with her.
うまく話せるの、小太郎くんしかいないよ。
Really? Really? I guess it's fair point. Like, she does seem rather, like, cordial. She started super standoffish, but she slowly, like, she entertains my ideas. She's also encouraged them. Remember when we were trying to make this stupid video, and like not only did she like give us the materials to make the video, but she also like remixed Yoshino's voice on the fly just for kicks. She messes with us, but she messes with us in a really positive way. She legitimately could have like run off with our money. She chose not to. She mostly just pranked us using another person. She's gone out of her way to do stuff with us, actually. It's interesting. I had never thought of it that way, but that's a good point. I glance at the others and they all nod. I guess they've got the point. Group A, Akane. Group B, everyone else. And I'm the only one going back and forth between the two, apparently. But you all talk to her.
話はしてますけど、私が言うと逆に不機嫌になっちゃいそうですし、
話してるだけって感じだな。
ちょっと距離があるんだよ。
You really think so? You women are way too delicate about these things.
そういうのもあるとは思うんだけどね。
仲良さそうでも、打ち解けているとは限らない。
That's fair. You know, it's not just girls, though. That depends on culture. I lived in, like, the southeast United States, and that's how everyone is. Everyone's super friendly, nice, but in their hearts, they hate you. It's like you can never trust the way they seem on the surface to what they actually feel. That sounds like a pain in the neck. The world's men is a lot simpler. Well, maybe not by a lot, but somewhat at least. There's a delicate trouble between us at times too.
会長さんのケアしてあげて。
Oh, cool. I've turned into a counselor overnight. I moved closer to Akane. Prez? She returns my look with eyes that seem to contain all the malice in the world.
何?
Raph, this is terrifying. Women are scary in multitudes of different ways, but few can rival Akane when it comes to undiluted pressure that she emanates. She might spend most of her time alone, but she has a certain kind of charisma about her. Isn't it, nice here? Far away from the noise of the city, I mean? Ooh, no, not a good start.
静か。生命の立てる騒音で満ち満ちているように思えるけれど。
Huh? You're right, I didn't even notice it got that bad. I swear it was really quiet just a few minutes ago.
これが本来の姿よ。
The forests we used to play in as kids were always real silent, though. We're heading in a different direction, but still the same forest.
殺虫処置が施されているのよ。
What do you mean?
あまり知られてはいない話ね。年に何度か市街と接する森林部に強力な殺虫剤を散布しているの。
Now, is that just a Kazamatsuri thing, or is that a real thing? Like, do cities just routinely spray for bugs? Because if they do, that's actually kind of horrifying. It would explain a lot. I think I was talking about that before, like was it in this series or not? But the whole idea about how, like, when I grew up, I remember when we would drive anywhere, like for any length of time, like our car would be covered in bugs, like horrific numbers of bugs. And like you'd routinely just hear them splat right against the windshield, right? But nowadays I drive those same distances on those same roads and I almost see none. Like not zero, but we've gone from numbers of like thousands to like 5. And that's always, like, every time I think about that, that freaks me out. Because of, like, what does that even mean? Like, what is that? And I think there's a fun name for the phenomenon. But the thing is, like, it's just a manifestation of what's under the surface, right? Like are bugs just avoiding roads? They can't be. Like, bugs aren't smart enough to be able to know, like, what a difference between a road and not a road when it comes to, like, the general area. So it makes the sense that it'd be, like, a lot less bugs. Is it just as simple as like they're literally spraying pesticides just down the roadsides everywhere you go? Because that would explain it, but it's also kind of horrifying, like to think that they would do that. That sounds like a terrible idea. That and sexual bother us during our daily lives?
それもあるでしょうね。
Is there something else?
大した理由ではないけれど。
Akane closes her mouth as if she's tired of speaking. I don't know they were doing that. I thought that we were supposed to be cutting edge natural town or whatever.
風祭りは整った町でしょ
Sure.
けど虫が大量に発生していたら住みたいと思う
I could handle it if they were butterflies or something along those lines. No. Yeah, it'd be nice if we could cherry pick the bugs, but no, we can't do that.
安手毛虫ミミズ
Worms? Of course. Well, we need worms. Oh, you'd pick the 3 having the highest potential for instantly knock you out by crawling onto out of your faucet. What the fetch? That genuinely scared me. Ouch. Akane hits the top of my head.
気色悪いイメージを植え付けないで
Oh, sorry.
ビジュアルイメージ付きで連想してしまったじゃない
I actually agree with Akane. Like, I have an active imagination, so if people just express something, it like really gets me. Like playing Call of Cthulhu is terrifying because like if people are reading, like people can write up these really cool blurbs and describe scenes so well. I see it in my head, and it genuinely makes me like, I'm just like, oh, we're gonna die. I'm sorry. So what was it about those insects?
昔、風祭りで大量発生したことがあるのよ。都市開発の過程。十数年も前のことになるけど。
How did it become a problem?
家の塀にびっしり埋まるくらい発生したそうよ。
Holy crap. Ugh. I'm breaking the goosebumps.
自然のバランスが崩れると。いいえ、さして崩れなくとも、しばしばそういう事態は起こるものよ。
Yeah, it's true. Have you ever seen those videos of like the cricket swarms? Like there's certain crickets in the United States that like wake up every like 7 years or something to like go through their mating rituals, and like it's like I think cicadas do this too, where they hibernate in their pupa underground for a while, and then they come out and do their whole mating thing and then go back. But like every once in a while you get these super cluster years where they just come out like by the billions, and it's like they can just like there have been like times where like these crickets or these like flying bugs or whatever, like different areas have different like swarms, but they'll be so thick and like covering the road that cars will actually like lose traction and can like spin out of control off the road by crushing so many bugs that they lose like the ability to have grip on the road. Like that's how thickly coated they get. So they have to exterminate them somehow?
短絡的な発想と言えるわね。
Yeah. Huh? Is killing them not enough?
そう。自然環境は個々の要素の相互作用で成り立つもの。その一要素を人間の視点で不快だからといって安易に取り除いてしまえば巡り巡って予期せぬエラーが起こる。
It'd be better if you just had a repellent, like a non-harming repellent, like something that naturally keeps them away but doesn't actually harm the ecosystem. In short, unpleasant and filthy things are part of nature.
そうね。
It's a nice story. So it's not good to use stuff like insect repellent, right?
いいえ、使うわ。
She's like, screw nature. Akane wields 2 insect repellent bottles like swords and bathes her body in the spray. Hey! What was the point of that story then?
不快害虫は駆除に限るの。
They deserve death! But what about the ecosystem? Oh,
大丈夫よ。一時的に不自然な状態になっても、そのうちKの内部で安定するから。
I mean, that's an optimistic approach. I mean, there's gonna be a point where, like, it can't.
それが自然というものだわ。高い弾性と抵抗性を持つ地球というシステム。
Yeah, but when
少
all...
々のことなど
Well,
何の問題にもならない。文句が終わり
Okay, now you're done. Sorry. Sure, but when 8 billion of us are all doing it at the same time, it really starts to make you wonder. Like, okay, Earth, barring like something really crazy like a gamma ray burst or a black hole collision or the sun imploding, like Earth's gonna be fine. It might not be recognizable, and we could push it into a state where we would struggle to survive, but life would likely manage to find a way, and Earth in its lifespan would likely see it as nothing more than kind of a glitch, you know? But the thing is, like, it's not just the planet, like, that we need to worry about, it's us and life as we know it. Because, I mean, extinction events occur, most stuff dies, the remaining things bounce back and make a new world. We don't want to be the ones that are, like, not bouncing back. No, I'm fine if it makes you feel better, Prez.
ねえ、天王寺。お前はこれから先、いろいろな出来事に触れ、様々な感想を抱くのでしょうね。
Okay. Huh?
その時、偏った価値観ばかりに目を向けていると、たやすく正義に感染してしまうわよ。気をつけなさい。
Huh. That's actually decent. That's pretty good advice. And that's a big problem actually with politics right now. That's a good one. If you continue paying attention to one-sided sets of values, your thoughts might easily end up getting infected by bias. I recommend you be wary of that fact. What does that even mean? It means that if you're in an echo chamber where you ignore, push away, and write off any opinion that doesn't agree, that you don't immediately agree with, and only listen to people who talk about things that you immediately agree with, then you're never going to hear if there's a possibility of an idea that might be better than what you currently believe. Like, if you write off any potential ideas as being wrong because it's not what you think is right, you're just isolating yourself and creating more problems because you're letting emotion and like just confirmation bias get in the way.
害虫を駆除することが正義である反面、ひどく乱暴な生態系に負荷をかける行為であるのと同様にね。
Interesting. So she's put out an argument, but she's not, maybe she's not 100% believing in it. She just was seeing how we would react. You're saying there are some things that appear to be right, but just might actually be the opposite. I'm aware of that.
そう？
You first need to learn how to be objective in order to write a good propaganda.
天の弱なのね。
That is backwards. Good to do, write good propaganda. Yeah. So, ironically, the people who are best at writing propaganda have to be some of the best at spotting said propaganda and understanding it.
でも構わないわ。私の教えを受ける者として、判断においては冷たい人間でありなさい。
Inheritor my wisdom. Am I your apprentice?
どうせ最後には人もすべて刑へと帰っていくのでしょうから。
I mean, that's true. This is getting pretty heavy. Wait, hold on. Did you say I was inheriting your wisdom? I don't remember ever becoming your student.
何を言う？お前の名前はすでにインターネットを中心に全国展開している自己啓発セミナー千里塾の会員名簿に登録されているわ。
What? You did that without my permission.
会員番号はなんと一桁台。2番よ。
We're a founding member? You just started it.
3級からスタートでそろそろ2級に昇級してもいい頃ね。
Alright, Akane's growing on me. Like, once she stopped being so standoffish, like, her sense of humor is pretty fun.
昇給料2000円を振り込みなさい。
Sure. How can you charge money for something like that? This woman's self-interested personified. I think she's feeling better now.
お手柄だ。
I think I might be a few thousand yen short, though.
これで私らも話しかけられるね。
Just talk to her like you always do. She's not a bad person.
でも、さっきから虫すごいですね。
Did you all bring insect repellent with you? The girls each pull out a can from their pockets. Why is it a can? I'm glad none of you skimped on your preparations.
小太郎くんは？
I'm fine as is. I can handle a few bugs.
男の子だね。
That said, number of insects only increases as we continue.
動物も増えるかもしれないな。
イノシシ鍋。
Sure, jump straight to cooking whatever we find.
食べる気満々。
I know, right?
サバイバルですね。
The town's a few hours from here, you know? Alright, I think we're gonna stop there. We'll have a lot of stuff that we've been able to do. And interesting, like, so we can go here, which is gonna be the next set of scenes, I'm guessing, but like, these are still locked, which is odd. I wonder if you have to go down a different route, like narratively, or like head towards a different potential ending to unlock those particular. But yeah, we'll get and finish that when we get to it next time. Thank you all so much for being here today. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel, and of course, just joining me for the series as a whole. It means a lot to me that you're even spending your time here at all. So thank you. It means the world. And like, frankly, there's just so much really fun stuff we got to cover today. It's actually the longer episode than I like usually record, but like, I just wanted to keep going, and that's always a good sign. Like, I'm genuinely enjoying this series, and like, I think I was getting a little frustrated about like the story not feeling like it was progressing, but I kind of think I've grown into it, and I think what I'm being tempered with is that we're seeing growth of the relationships and understanding the characters more. Like, I didn't really think about it, but the relationship with Akane has really improved in the past few episodes. Kotsuri, of course, has been just a jewel and wonderful this entire time. And so I'm curious to see if we're going to be able to see more interaction and more growth of characters. I'm still waiting for the boot to drop, but like maybe we can put that off a little longer if it means we get to enjoy scenes like this one. It's been really fun. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you guys enjoy, especially thank you to the patrons to make it possible for me to do this kind of stuff and on the regular and, you know, keep it being exciting and interesting. I'm looking forward to be able to continue to share stuff with all of you and making it worth your while. So until the next video watching me, see me next. I'll see you there.